Greetings, my fellow eagles and the entire world. This is Eagle Emmanuel Mensa with inspirations and guidance from Eagle Helen Mensa in the unseen world, coming into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. Today is the 9th of July in the year 2024, and the Bible says this is the day the Lord has made. And for that matter, we should rejoice and be glad in it. And so I take this opportunity to invite the whole world to join me to give thanks to God for the day that He has granted unto us and life in general. Life is beautiful, life is wonderful, life is glorious. Life is God Himself flowing through all things, including mankind. Today, I'm going to speak to you on the topic confidence is the demonstration of the union of man and God. I repeat, confidence is the demonstration of the union between man and God. Every human being on this earth is not a stand-alone entity, but we are connected to a source. And therefore, there is no difference between us. Though we are unique individuals, but we came from one source. And in this source, you can call it God, you can call it Allah, you can call it even infinite intelligence. It doesn't matter. The name you ascribe to this source or this power doesn't matter. But what matters is your knowledge and understanding about the arrangement between us and this power. And so all of us came from this power. It is this power that extended itself into us or individualized himself into us as human beings. But we are not brought here as standalone entities. We are part of this higher power. And this higher power is equally part of us. So you have never been separated from God. And you will never be separated from God. As a matter of fact, in the same way, you were never born, and you will never die as well. We only transition. We made a journey into this physical world as part of this power extending itself into the physical realm. And then at a point, we go back to the non-physical, which is the source of all things. And so you are equipped, you are endowed with everything. And as I spoke yesterday, wisdom and confidence are the same. Knowledge, understanding, everything that human beings, we tend to think that we can acquire them, are not. We cannot acquire them, but they are the natural state of our being. They are natural to us because that which we are made of is all that these things are. God is infinite intelligence. God is omnipotent. God is omniscient. God is everything that you can ever talk of. And therefore, if you are able to maintain your connection between God or your higher self continually, none of these things, none of the things that we need in life will be lacking in our lives. As a matter of fact. And so, wisdom, confidence, and knowledge, understanding, all these things are what we are supposed to demonstrate as soon as we connect or we maintain the relationship with us and the power that animates us. And even if you sit down and take a critical look at the animals, and we call it the animal instincts, in most cases or all the time, these animals live intelligently. They protect themselves. And whatever thing that we call as calamity is never calamity in their calculations because they live by receiving the guidance and direction from the source or from God. But they live in that way because they do not have the power of thought. But the human being has been given the power to think and analyze and make choices. And therefore, we have another layer over theirs. But as a matter of fact, these animals are very clever. They are very intelligent. And one of the fascinating things that I always love watching is when in this part of the world, in Canada or even in Europe and North America, when the weather is changing from fall into winter, the birds migrate. And when they are migrating, you see these birds organizing themselves in very beautiful and wonderful groups. And they display a kind of intelligence, a kind of wisdom, a kind of confidence that human beings will lack. No one actually knows whether they have a leader or not. But these birds in the air, they perform a lot of choreographies. They perform a lot of movement maneuvers, and sometimes they make design. And you could see how the energy that we call God displays its majesty in the earth through these animals. And that is how it's supposed to be with us as human beings. We are supposed to demonstrate the wisdom, the understanding, the knowledge of God all the time. But because we have the power of thought, because we are able to think and make analysis and make choices, we most of the time, or all the time, block this passage of all that there is in God to come through us. And so to be a confident person is simply you maintaining the channel or the communication between you and your higher self. And the reason is that God is all that there is. Everything that we desire is in God. And therefore, once you have that connection with God, then it becomes your natural state of being, because there is a free flow of confidence, every idea, every knowledge through you. And as a matter of fact, confidence emanates from wisdom. Confidence emanates from knowledge and understanding. If you're wise and you know what you are doing, you understand what you're doing, that is when you have the confidence, you demonstrate that idea, the state that you know it. You are a master. No man or woman who lacks understanding on what he or she is doing will demonstrate confidence. No man or woman who is unwise will demonstrate confidence. But all these things are what we call combo in this part of the world. It's a package. So long as we are connected with our source, the source of everything, wisdom, understanding, will translate, will flow through us, and this will automatically translate into confidence, because you know what you're doing. Confidence is simply knowing what you are doing and doing it with joy and happiness. Simple as that. No man or woman will feel like he lacks confidence in doing what he or she knows. It is only when you lack understanding, you lack knowledge of what you are doing, then it translates into your life as lack of confidence. And so we are supposed to maintain the relationship between us and our higher self, our parent self called God. And as we do this, we will demonstrate, we will exhibit confidence all the time. And so there is no need for you to go about looking for things, reading books or doing exercise here. Whatever exercise, whatever activity that you would do that will bring confidence in you is the activity that will open up your channels with you and your higher self. And so, you do not have to walk, you do not have to live and organize yourself as an ignorant person. Take every human being and liken it to a river. We have source. Every river has a source. And the waters that flows from the source of the river are the same. They behave in the same way. They have the same chemical component. They have everything the same. Unless, of course, mankind or humanity pollutes this water. And it is the same thing. There is a body of knowledge. There is a body of understanding. There is a body of wisdom that is continually flowing through God to mankind. And so long as we do not disrupt the flow of this and we do not pollute this body of wisdom and knowledge, we will be wise. And we will be people who are knowledgeable and people who have confidence, who demonstrate confidence, power, and an authority. And so, this is who you are, and this is what all of us are. We do not have to disturb, we do not have to destroy the links between us and God. And that is why in Christian religion in particular, we talk of having a personal relationship with God. Having a personal relationship with God is maintaining the relationship between, or the connection between you and your higher self. And once you maintain that, you are in tune with God, you are in tune with yourself, and therefore, whatever you are doing it with instruction from God. Just like the animals. What we call animal instinct. It's not what instinct, but it's a communication. That is a channel how or through which they receive guidance from the source. And we all behave in the same way. Even if you take the plants, sometimes when a plant is growing, then it gets to a block of thing. You think that this thing will not be able to do anything. But by the wisdom and intelligence that is in that plant, it finds its way around the rock. Sometimes that it looks for openings and then it passes through it. So sometimes you will see a tree that has grown in between a rock or two rocks, but with just a little space. What does that? This is the intelligence of God demonstrating through these plants, and that is confidence. And so it is with you. So long as we keep our relationship, our link with God open, we will have the confidence, the ability to do things with joy and happiness, and it will demonstrate in us as confidence. And so every human being is born equal. Every human being is created equal. No one is shortchanged, but we shortchange ourselves by the lack, or through the lack, or demonstration of the lack of understanding of who we are. And so you are a confident person, and so you are a wise person. You are a person of wisdom and knowledge. That is your true nature. Any other state is not your true nature. That is the corrupt one of God, the corrupt one of your nature, and it is done by you, for you create your own reality. And so begin to take control of your life. And the way you take control of your life is to take control of your mind. Whatever we will discuss here, whatever we are talking, come back to one point, and the point is mind. There is only one mind, and that mind is the mind of God that has individualized itself into us. And so your mind is the same as the mind of every other human being. If your mind is different from any other person, then you will not be able to agree on things. If your mind is different from my mind, then what I'm saying, you shouldn't be able to understand it. But we understand it. We express ourselves even in different languages. We understand each other. You see, so it is with everything. Ideas, wisdom, knowledge is continually flowing through every human being. For we are from the same source, and the source has only one thing. Everything is in it. And therefore, your ability to open up and let what is in the source to flow through you, that will demonstrate in your life. If you cut it off, that will demonstrate in your life as lack of it. And so, you are a powerful human being. You are not just a body with blood, bones, and flesh that maybe one day you fall down, that you are dead and then you are gone. No, that is not it. The day that this power leaves this body, that is what we say you've transitioned. But the body is just part of matter. It remains here. But you move to another level. You move to another realm. And there you will see things clearly than what we see here. And so, you are a powerful human being. Nothing is lacking. Nothing is far from you. And nothing is being denied. You are not being denied of anything. All is there for us. And it is our taking. But it is our choice that we have to make. It is our choice that we have to make. And so do not belittle yourself. Do not belittle yourself. And do not entertain fear, worry, and all these things. As a matter of fact, confidence disappears whenever you begin to entertain negative thoughts. Confidence disappears whenever you begin to entertain negative thoughts and emotion comes in. And so, the way to know that you're a confident person is to begin to analyze your thought pattern and begin to be attentive to how you are feeling about everything. Any man or woman that is going to deliver a presentation and is gripped with fear, that person will definitely not do well. But any man or woman that is going to deliver a presentation that is full of happiness, joy, excitement, would automatically do well. And so you can analyze your own life and you will see what I'm telling you. It is a source. It's a body of energy, a body of wisdom, a body of whatever you call it, that is flowing. It is everywhere. And that is why God is also known as infinite intelligence. God is all that there is. You see? And so your ability to open up, that makes a difference. As a matter of fact, if you are going to meet anyone, if you are going to do anything in this world, in your life, and you are already gripped or you are under fear, then know that there is 99.9% that you have already failed. But if you are going to do anything and you've been overtaken, your whole life is full of joy, happiness, excitement, you are 99 or 100% sure that you excel. Even when you walk into that place, when you walk into that room, when you walk into that hall, when you walk into or when you appear on that platform or podium, people always feel your presence. They feel your presence because the energy around you is very powerful. You see, so we are energy beings, and we have to be able to know the energy we are sending out by how we feel. And so take control of your life. And as I stated yesterday, no sane man or woman would continually or would deliberately ignore the error messages that his car is sending to him or her on the dashboard or even through the sound of the car. That is a very unwise person. And every one of us are wise, and therefore we need to pay attention to whatever we are receiving from our internal system. Every negative emotion, like sadness, worry, fear, anxiety, all these things are messages. All these things are information to us as to whether we are closer to ourselves or we are separating ourselves from ourselves. And a house divided cannot stand. A house divided against itself will never stand. And so you are a very powerful being after the image and the likeness, after the state of God. And in God, all things are possible. And in God, everything is there. And therefore, in your life, all things are possible. Everything is there for your taking. And that becomes your confidence. If you have this understanding and knowledge, and you organize your life along this line, you will always be a confident person. For you know that you are receiving. You are always receiving from a high. And therefore, what you say, what you do, is not your act, but it is the God who is working through you. And that is why the Bible says that, for it is God who works in you, both to will and to do for his own good pleasure. Whatever thing that you are doing, you are being animated by a certain force. Even as I'm speaking to you, it is not the body that is speaking to you, but it is someone within me, within this body, that is speaking to you. If it is this body, to be honest with you, then you wouldn't even be able to, I wouldn't even be able to communicate with you because you haven't seen me. You don't know me. I don't know you, you see. But we are communicating. We are communicating. It's just the help of the video that you are seeing my body, but it is not the real thing. You can't touch me and feel me as a human being, you see. So we are more than flesh and blood, but we are part of a very powerful energy. Energy that is the creator and the maker of all things. And therefore, if you lack confidence, that means you are not in tune with yourself. If you lack confidence, that means you are not aligned with your true self. And this is the time that you need to do something about it. Stop worrying. Worry and all these things are negative thinking. And therefore, begin to analyze your thought patterns. And the way to do this is to pay attention to how you are feeling. How you are feeling is the only measure, the only meter or gauge or guide that helps you to make your choices. So the choice you make in relation to the thought you are entertaining, that will determine as to whether you are a detached person or you are an aligned person. An aligned person is a man that is full of exuberance, is full of energy, is full of power, is full of all that we know, and that becomes a confident person. So you are a confident person by default, but you need to access it. And the way to access it is to take control of your mind and pay attention to how you are feeling. and act accordingly. Anything that comes into your life that does not serve you, that does not bring you enjoyment, happiness, excitement, then do your best to take it out of your life. It doesn't matter how it is so important to society or people around you. It doesn't matter how you want to please other people. If you please other people, then you are actually denying yourself happiness to please other people. But if you make yourself happy and share your happiness, then that we can increase the body of happiness in this world. So that is my message for you. Confidence is simply man and divine united, or a demonstration of the union of man and God in our physical activities. And that translated as confidence. So you are a confident person. The only thing you need to do is to take control and connect yourself with your higher self all the time, such that all that is in God, all that is in non-physical will flow through you uninterrupted, unimpeded. And that is why we say you are a man of power, you are a man of confidence, you are a man or woman of authority. That is my message for you. Now, may the overshadowing presence of God that keeps the stars in the open, such that they do not fall on us, that keeps the planets in their various orbits, such that they do not clash with one another, lead and guide you, direct you, open your mind, so that you become awakened to the true nature, your true nature as a true human being, as an extension of God, that you will work with God you work with God in partnership to co-create a beautiful and wonderful life experience, such that we will share with one another, and all of us put together, we create heaven on earth here. We bring the true image, we bring the true presence of God in every nook and corner of our life. That is my message for you. Thank you, and God bless you.